Okay, all right, 12:31, and whenever you're ready to record, Toastmaster Meher, TBH, could we have you as a Sa and do the honors on the rules and the don'ts and don'ts of the meeting?
Sure. So the meeting is already being recorded. So before the meeting kicks off in earnest, first of all, welcome everyone to this 42nd meeting of WordWise Advanced Toastmasters Club. As always, this also promises to be another amazing, exciting, and I'm running out of words. We tend to use the same words for every meeting. So need to think up a few new ones, and I'm sure Noor and Cyril will help me out here. Okay, fantabulous is one. Fantabulous meeting is in store. There are a few do's and don'ts. We voluntarily choose not to talk about controversial topics or to create a debate around any belief system or around any way of life, right? Although we did not resolve it, but usually the clubs in District 122 follow that. But that said, of course, your judgment is your guide, right? We'll be recording, the meeting is being recorded, and it will be shared on WordWise's Facebook page. If you wish not to be recorded, we'll suspend the recording for you. Right now, your silence means consent. So, and without further ado, let's hand over the charge to our president, Toastmaster Cyril Paul. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, DTM Talha bin Hamid, for, as usual, a very entertaining welcome to Toastmasters, and to WordWise Toastmasters in particular. For those of you who are seeing us for the first time, we are a Toastmaster club with a difference. We are probably the only world literature-focused Toastmasters club, certainly in all of Asia, and probably the only one in the world that wears its love for literature on its sleeves. For instance, typical Toastmasters meetings across the world, they have three distinct segments. We have prepared speeches, we have the impromptu or the extempore speaking segments, and then we have the evaluations. In WordWise, we have all three and some more. We have regular book reviews. We have a segment called interpretive reading, where members share a particular piece of prose or poetry, and they tell us why that piece of prose or poetry inspired them or touched them. We also have a segment called Act the Word, where members don't share. I say members don't share because there is plural. Two people come in and they enact a segment of a play. This is how we practice vocal variety at WordWise Toastmasters. Starting today, we also have a segment called A Word Wiser, in which we explain the etymology of a word so that by the time you leave the meeting, you are a word wiser because you attended a WordWise meetings, and you are a word wiser. Yeah, you know all about a new word. On that note, let me interact with a few guests, and I see who's attending the Toastmasters meeting, our Toastmasters meeting for the first time. That would be, very quickly, you can tell us a little bit about yourself, one or two sentences, and what brought you here. Madiha, am I audible?
Yes, Assalamualaikum. My name is Madiha, and I have worked as a former testing analyst at LMKR, and for quite some time, I have been not been working, and I have been a homemaker because my son, he's been going to school, and I have been busy with motherhood. So I was looking for some constructive activities for myself to, involve myself in something constructive, interesting, because I need that time for myself as well. So I learned about Toastmasters because my dear friend, my lovely friend Meher, she's been very active here. And then hello Meher. Yes, we've been known, I've known Meher since ever we were together in school. Then we were in university together. So we've shared some lovely moments together. So she introduced me to Toastmasters, and it's lovely being here. Thank you very much, everybody.
Fantastic. Toastmaster Meher is the flag bearer, the torch bearer for WordWise Toastmasters. Yes. She puts the wise in WordWise. Believe me,
That's great.
It's. I can assure you that it's an all new, different Meher than the Meher that you saw in college.
Oh,
I assure you.
Definitely. So
I see another
I
guest.
look forward to learn from all of you, and I'm really interested. I'm too much interested in, learning all about Toastmasters and what's going on. So I'm here to learn, basically.
Splendid, splendid. I see
Yes.
another guest, that is Toastmaster Wit Blockin. I believe it's the first time that you've come to WordWise.
Hello. It's Vitaly, by the way. I don't know why I'm just registered like this. Thank you for having me. It was last time. It was splendid. Therefore, I want to join today. Thank you.
Absolutely, Vitaly. I didn't recognize you. What have you done to your hair?
No, it's not probably nothing. You used to see me in the headphones. Therefore,
with the headphones. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Just my.
Correct. Vitaly joins us from Ukraine. This is the second WordWise Toastmasters meeting, and he's got a very exciting club in Ukraine that meets every Sunday. Do drop me the link once again. I'll share it on the group so that we can attend your club meeting as well. Let me quickly look around. I'm so sorry. I'm on my cell phone. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3 visiting Toastmasters. I acknowledge the presence of Toastmaster Latif, who gave us a very interesting table topics speech the first time that he attended WordWise. Toastmaster Shazib and Toastmaster President Irfan Qureshi, who joins us, who's the president of Rawalpindi Toastmasters. Great to see you here again, Toastmaster Irfan. And oh, there you are with the bookshelf behind you. Assalamu alaikum, good to see you.
Walaikum salam, my mentor, my boss, my teacher, my guru. Thank you so much. Love you and good to see you. I just came here just catch vibes and energy because today we have a meeting at 4:30 and just join to learn new things from you. And God bless you.
Oh, lovely. By the way, for those of you who do not know him, Toastmaster Irfan was the Tall Tales champion from Pakistan, and you can see the sense of humor over there. Given the number of adjectives that he's used to describe me, you already know his sense of humor. Is there someone?
What happened?
Talking all is behind. Well? Oh, all is well. Small injury. All's well otherwise. On that note, let me introduce the Toastmaster of the day. Our Toastmaster of the day is actually taking the job for, my apologies, Toastmaster Irfan, I believe you're the runner-up, the second runner-up. I mistakenly introduced you as a champion. My apologies to the rest of the group. Let me introduce the Toastmaster of the day, the lady of the moment. She's taking up the Toastmaster of the day role for the first time. And she is an English teacher. She's been a Toastmaster since childhood. Those of you do not know, her dad is a celebrated Toastmaster all throughout in Pakistan. She's been imbibing the lessons from the air from him. And she's been a part of Toastmasters in 2009 for a brief while. Then she took a break. And now she's back with WordWise Toastmasters. English was what she taught. Then she decided English was too boring for her. She decided to teach robotics. Yeah. And that's Toastmaster Soumaiyya for you, a lady of several tastes. And very recently, I was watching a Malayalam film. It's a film, the name literally means speaking is injurious to health. The first part of the movie talks about a small village in a valley, and a virus attacks the village. Now, what this virus does is that it takes away your ability to speak. So after intermission, the second half of the film, nobody talks. A talkie movie turns into a silent film. Emotions are conveyed, ideas are conveyed through actions and through music. Obviously, that leads to the question, do we need language to communicate? Because sometimes we can communicate equally well without language. But sometimes some emotions are so deep, so evocative, that no matter what, language is just not able to convey that right emotion. Some things are truly lost in translation. Toastmaster Soumaiyya is going to talk to us about several such words which have deep emotions, but they just fall short when it comes to expressing those in English. Over to you, Toastmaster Soumaiyya. Stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and guests. That was wonderful, the way that you introduced me. Yes, I have been with Toastmasters since my childhood, and I got everything from the air as well. That was a wonderful introduction. I welcome every single one of you to the 42nd meeting of the WordWise Advanced Toastmasters Club. And the theme of the day today is the exotic language garden. I would like to begin by a very short stance of a poem that Toastmaster Cyril came across and he shared it with me. Where words fail to express how I feel, I hope my silence does. As lips part ways as though to say a word or two, tongue searching for the right one to use, alas, greeted by a breathy pause. This poem is a continuation as well, but I would like to tell the author. This is written by Kelly Legan. Let's begin with a little bit of what the theme is all about. Have you ever felt something so deep that you struggle to find the right word to describe it? Languages are like treasure chests, filled with unique words that can perfectly capture feelings and concepts we have always known, but couldn't quite express. Every language is a reflection of people who speak it. Some languages have words that are so specific and beautiful, they do not have an exact match in English. These words aren't just interesting, they offer a window into how different cultures see the world. They can help us appreciate the amazing diversity of the human experience and even express ourselves better. For example, the Danish word hygge is all about feeling cozy, content with the people you love. The Japanese word yugen is about deep sense of wonder and mystery. And the Swedish word fika is more than just having a cup of coffee. It is a special time to relax and connect with your friends. These words show us how different cultures values different things. Exploring this can be a fascinating journey. Trust me, I enjoyed doing it while I was getting my script ready. It can help us think about how we express ourselves and how languages shape our understanding of life. You might even find that some of these words resonate with you or inspire you to look for similar words in other languages. Ultimately, these words remind us of the power of language to shape and enrich life. They show us that even though we speak different languages, we share many of the same experiences. This helps us to connect at a deeper level, which we are going to do throughout the day. Not the day, specifically the meeting time. More on that later. Let me introduce you to the meeting segments. Some of that has already been done by our president, but I would just like to give a brief introduction for whoever joined us or whoever is new. Every WordWise meeting proceeds with the chapter of a book, and every book begins with a prelude or a preface. That is the WordWise Odyssey, or a keynote delivered by renowned leaders, speakers, and writers on any aspect of language, literature, public speaking, or leadership. This is followed by episodes or prepared speeches from Toastmasters Pathways. The interpretive reading segment comes next, in which the members and the guests share selections of poetry or prose from any language, along with an English summary and their personal reflections on the piece, which may originally be taken or from their favorite author. Next, in our is our most exciting segment of the day, the Extempore Writing segment, which is very unique, in which the participants offer a 3 to 5 minute speech on the topic of the day presented by the extempore writing curator. My bad, sorry. And we finally conclude our story with the last and the greatest session of the day, the general evaluation, in which all the loose ends are tied up and the secrets of the plot tests will be revealed and resolved. Now, with further ado, I would like to invite my team of role players. First, I would like to invite our language curator of the day to present the word of the day. She is a math teacher by profession, joined the Toastmasters in 2020, January. She has been coaching in public speaking. It was new for me that she's a math teacher and coaching in public speaking. And she is the first place winner of International Video Contest 2024. Her favorite word is apricity, which means the warmth of the sun in winter. Toastmaster, which is none other than Toastmasters Mehr. Toastmasters Mehr, would you like to introduce the word of the day?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, for that generous introduction. Indeed, I would love to share the word of the day for today. I'm really pleased to be part of this amazing meeting where we're going to learn several unique words and add to our vocabulary in a way that has never been seen before. So I think I'm going to be very, very busy penning down your excellent usage of the English language, but I will also be keeping an ear out for any grammatical mistakes or faux pas, just so that we can all keep learning and keep growing. And I promise you, I'll do my best in being very gentle in helping us correct ourselves. So the word of the day is actually a phrase of the day that I selected, by and large. By and large is another way of saying in general or on the whole. So despite a lot of snafus in the arrangement of the meeting, by and large, I like the way things have gone. The etymology of by and large is very interesting, and this is where it gets thrilling. By and large actually comes from sailors' lingo. Yeah, sailors of yore. And the phrase arose when it described a vessel that alternately sailed directly into the wind. That's typically within about 45 degrees of the wind, that is by, and away from the direction from which the wind is blowing when the wind hitting the vessel's widest, when the wind is hitting the vessel's widest point, that is large, right? So by and large comes from that usage. William Bourne's book that was published in 1578, Inventions or Devices, offers insight into the phrase's original use. To make a ship to draw or go but little into the water, and to hold a good wind, and to sail well, both by and large, were very necessary. So we are going to use this phrase from nautical jargon in our meeting today, and I will be sharing this word of the day in the chat box as well for your benefit. Some common usages are, for example, by and large, people are receptive to interacting with strangers who seem familiar to themselves. The former president has by and large been careful not to do anything that takes the focus off the environmental crisis. If a drug has been shown to help at least some patients, by and large, the community strongly desires a chance to try it. So I will put these sentences in the chat box as well, and I welcome you all to use it. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmasters Mehr, for that very elaborative usage of the, what was it? A phrase? All right, moving on to the next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Cyril, our president. He is a double district champion of District 98, India, both in International Humorous Speech Contest. It's difficult to ask him about his favorite word, which Toastmasters Mehr and I were thinking about it, but we finally found one word that he shared with us. That's petrichor, a pleasant smell that frequently accompanies the first rain after a long period of warm, dry weather. We all love that. He will be keeping a close eye on our time. He is going to be the timer of the day. Toastmaster Cyril.
Thank you so much. I unfortunately had to take this meeting from my phone. May I request Toastmaster Talha, if possible, to take the timing role? Thank you so very much. Yes.
Sure.
Okay, so we have Toastmasters.
I'll just explain the role nevertheless for everyone's benefit. You can think of the timer as a traffic cop. It's a timer's job to ensure that the meeting proceeds as per the timings mentioned in the agenda. And just like a traffic cop, the timer shall be showing you red, green, and yellow. All right. All Toastmaster projects, they have a minimum time that you'd speak for. When you reach the minimum time, then when you reach the mid time, he shows a yellow card. And when you reach the maximum time, he shows a red card. Green, yellow, and red. Just traffic signal, red means it's time to stop. There you go. You can see Toastmaster Talha flashing green behind him, yellow behind him, and red. Toastmaster Mehr, I'm sorry, I should probably say amber and not yellow. But back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril, and thank you, Toastmasters Talha. Now I would like to invite Toastmasters Nazia Ali. She is our extempore writing curator to present the topic of the day. She is an O-levels grammar teacher from FFC, if I'm not wrong, in Rahimya Khan. And she's one of the newest WordWise member. One, I'm saying, because two of them recently joined. She's one. So Toastmasters Nazia, would you like to please introduce the topic?
Hello, everyone. Am I audible? This is the first thing to be ensured from my side. Okay, I welcome you all to this segment that is called Let's Word It. And today I've been allocated the duty of being extempore curator, and the topic I definitely have decided after a great contemplation time. Yesterday I've been all engaged with this activity, and finally the topic I came upon, I'm going to announce that in a short while. And before that, I would just like to throw light, elucidate importance of this segment, one of the very exclusive and at the same time sizzling and exciting event of the day it is, where we provide an opportunity and platform to our speakers, regular members, and the guest speakers as well, to express and pen down their beautiful creative thoughts. And then towards the end of the program, towards the end of the meeting, we give a chance to everyone to express the creativity they have penned down in today's meeting. So this was the first thing. Coming towards the topic, I want to announce it. I have chosen one of the Aristotle's quotes for today's program, instead of focusing on any movie or book. And the quote I have brought, it remains most of the time under contemplation for myself as well. Please, if you could note it down, and if somebody could please write it on the chat, because I'm online from my mobile right now. A couple of obstructions were there in today's schedule. I had been busy in my office as well, so it was very hard to manage. So the topic for today is quality is not an act. It is a habit. Quality is not an act. It is a habit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your support. As I said, that it's a saying, it's a quote from Aristotle. And I think you all are very well aware that Aristotle is a Greek philosopher. We believe old is gold. And I believe that ancient is magnificent. That is what I believe. So that is why I just chose this philosopher for today's discussion in extempore writing. He's the man who has eminent contributions for philosophy, psychology, metaphysics, logic, and he's known as the philosopher for so many generations of thinkers in the era of scholastic philosophy. So as I said, that ancient is magnificent. So this quote always gives me a thought. That is a contrasting comparison between act and habit. A contrasting comparison of act and habit. Habit is something that is an impetus. It's a driving force. There is some compulsion that you feel naturally inside your heart and soul. It is a prevailing natural disposition that is called a habit that makes you put yourself in certain exercise or practice. So how come quality is not an act, but it's a habit? Habit again has another connotation that I will take in the meaning of secondary nature, because habit is something that is, besides being a natural disposition in yourself, it can be something that is acquired with effort, with endeavors. So which habit, in fact, is coming in definition in this very code? Should we take it as a natural disposition? A person can only produce quality if he has a natural disposition for that. Or it may be something that we can have a habit to acquire. So this was a point of contemplation and cogitation for me a couple of days back, and I chose it for today. I'm sure that some of the participants will definitely take interest to be there for extempore writing and extempore expression. So can I see some of the participants, those who want to raise hands and want to be the, presenters today for this topic? Any names, any faces out there? Could you please raise hand?
I can see Talha bin Hamid raising hands.
Yes, I need to write names, please.
It's
Talha.
only Talha bin Hamid who has raised hand.
Toastmaster Baitali,
Well,
would you like to give it a go? Just have to write a short piece.
Yes, sure.
Why not? Yeah.
Right now, or just
We
in
will.
general?
it's an
No, no.
extempore, not like right now. You have your time to pen down your thoughts on this topic. And towards the end of the meeting, we're going to ask all the writers to present their thoughts. So you have a couple of minutes definitely with you. Mehr, can you please tell how much time they have for writing?
Yes. You have the whole meeting to write your piece, and the final segment is going to showcase the piece, and you only have to write something that you can deliver in 3 to 5 minutes.
Yes, 3 to 5 minutes each presenter has.
Yeah, just write
It would be
something.
nice if what happens between now and the recital. That will give, I think, everyone a better idea. On the agenda, if you can just recount what happens between right now and the recital.
Right. So after this, we have the prepared speech, then we have table topics, then we have interpretive reading, then we'll have the extempore writing session. Okay. And the extempore writing session will start at 1:10. You have till 1:10 to write your piece. Is it good?
Yes, I just had two volunteers for that as yet.
Noor, would you like to have a go?
Toastmaster Wati.
Can you please exclude me? I was thinking we're speaking about table topic session. It just because I'm not sure that I am able to do it today, because I have to watch my kids right now, and therefore I'm not sure.
No worries.
I can participate in the table topic if
yeah. We'll go for table topics. Absolutely. You can see what we do right today. It's good to have you with us. Noor, would you like to give it a go? It's been a while.
Sure.
Hey there. All right, now we're talking. DTM Farooq,
Thank you.
लिखना चाहेंगे इस पे? Please, आपसे बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब भी सुनते हैं. राशिद साहब. अच्छा, okay. राशिद साहब आज हमारे साथ खास मेहमान हैं.
जी.
खुशामदीद.
Rashid
जी.
should be able to do it.
All right, okay. Toastmaster Lateef, are you just here for the table topics?
Okay.
All right, that's okay.
Thank you very much. That's the spirit.
Okay, all right. So we've got 3, and let's move on to the next segment. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Nazia and Toastmasters Mehr, for that very elaborative thing that you just did, and you actually picked people out specifically. Coming back to the theme, languages are like mirrors, reflecting the unique experience and feelings of different cultures all around the world. For example, the Japanese ikigai is about finding a joy and purpose in life by doing what you love. It's like having a reason to get up in the morning that makes you feel truly alive. In Italian, now generally I would call it sprezzatura, but since I heard the pronunciation, it's called sprezzatura, is the art of making something difficult look easy. It's like being effortlessly cool and stylish. Moving on to our prepared speeches, to the episodes of our meeting, let's hear it for our speaker. She is about to pull off the ultimate magic trick, making it complicated look incredibly cool. It's time for a little sprezzatura. Our speaker of the day is Toastmasters Samreen Chughtai. She is a guest speaker from Contour Islamabad Toastmasters Club, who has spent 16 years in IT as a software quality professional, specializing in writing code to test codes, currently working as a test lead at Contour Software. Alongside this, she has also served as a trainer and educationist throughout her career. Her favorite word is warrior, not that because she enjoys war, but because she has consistently stood like a warrior in the face of adversity. Toastmasters Samreen will be evaluated by our very own Toastmaster Cyril. Toastmaster Cyril, can you please explain the project objectives?
Absolutely. Now, before I do that, let me come to a new segment that we're introducing from today. It's called A Word Wiser, as I promised at the start of the meeting. The word that we've chosen for today is a very simple word, a very commonplace word called trivia. Trivia means something that's not very important. You know, the weather is a trivial topic of discussion. Now, why is it special? It's because trivia comes from the Latin word trivium. Tri, meaning three. Vium is where you have the word via, meaning way. It really means three ways. During the Roman times, you had these junctions, three-way junctions. That's where a crowd would form. And the crowd would talk anything and everything. You would hear anything and everything that the common man talks in a trivium, in a junction, in a three-way intersection. Which is why trivia took on the conversation, the type of conversation that you hear, the everyday, commonplace, trivial details that you hear. In 1960s, there was this puzzle maker who wrote a book about trivia, which is every useless piece of information which could be interesting in a conversation. And this took on among college students in the US. They had trivia contests. How many languages does Dr. Spock or Mr. Spock speak in Star Trek? Where does Donald Duck live in Disneyland? These were little answers that you need to know, commonplace, useless piece of information that adds that little zest to the conversation. That's why you have trivia known for little details and trivia known for commonplace matters. So I hope you're a word wiser with the origin of trivia. Coming back to the order of the day, that is Toastmaster Samreen's speech. Toastmaster Samreen is delivering Level 2, Project 3 from a Pathway Dynamic Leadership. The topic is Introduction to Mentoring. This project requires the value of mentorship and the Toastmasters' view of mentors and proteges. The purpose of the speech is to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. All the very best to you, Toastmaster Samreen. We look forward to hearing from you. Over to you, Toastmaster Soumaiyya, to introduce her speech topic.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sir.
My apologies. And before that, please note that Toastmaster Mehr, you're sharing the screen.
We already
that's a
know
lovely
it.
thing. Okay. Yeah, we already know it.
So sorry. So sorry. I don't know how this happened.
You see the
Hold on.
tail of the monster under the bed. There is indeed a monster under the bed, ugly monster.
All right.
Yeah, bottom right. There's a tail.
Indeed it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, how does this
Observation.
Been a while since I've been the tech host.
While
Lord.
Toastmaster Mehr is figuring out how to unshare her
Unshare the screen.
The timing for this meeting would be 5 to 7 minutes. Green light at 5 minutes. Amber at 6 minutes, and 7 minutes, you have the red light. Toastmaster Samreen, please confirm that you can see Toastmaster Talha, TTM Talha.
Yes, I can.
Lovely. Over to you, Toastmaster Soumaiyya.
Toastmaster Samreen, please check your audio video. Are you fine and comfortable?
Yeah.
All right. So let me introduce you before you start. Are you ready? Go ahead. Toastmaster Samreen, reflection beyond the mirrors. Reflection beyond the mirrors, Toastmaster Samreen.
This mirror only shows part of who we are. The surface, the reflection we see every day. But what if I tell you that there's so much more that this mirror could not reveal? So many strengths, abilities underneath the surface waiting to be discovered. For most of my life, I looked into this mirror and thought to myself, I'd have to do everything alone. I believed asking for help meant admitting weakness. But let's be real. No one in us can see the full picture of who we are without someone else's perspective. Someone else who can show us, help us see beyond the reflection. How many of you hesitate to ask for help because you think it will make you look weak? I have spent most of my life feeling uncomfortable asking for help. I thought that self-reliance is strength, and asking for guidance will make me appear unsure. So I navigated my journey mostly solo, learning from experience, yes, but missing out on countless opportunities coming my way because I did not have a mentor. Now imagine spending years of your life alone, only to realize that you have been a guide to someone without realizing. That happened to me. As my nieces grew, they started looking up to me. It started with small things like fashion advice. Khala, should I wear this with that? Does these colors go together? But soon it became a lot more serious. They started coming to me as to get the guidance on what subjects to pursue, how to select the career path, and how to make life big decisions. I became their go-to person, their support, without even realizing. And then came the youngest one. A year ago, when I started my Toastmaster journey, she started giving me advice on my speeches. I thought I would practice in front of her and she would be like, Khala, pause here. Khala, add some emotion here. I saw a spark in her. And I thought, why not enroll her in a Cavalier club? And last week, she represented herself with her school in a debate competition where she won a special prize. Watching her shine made me so proud and realized that how far she had come. Looking back at my own life now, I thought that I did not have a mentor. But my mentorship came from very unexpected places. A friend who pushed me to pursue a subject, a teammate who encouraged me to apply for that role I didn't think I was ready for. Even my niece who mentored me by critiquing my speeches. By and large, we think that having a mentor will be having a structured advice. But mentorship is a two-way street. Sometimes we just need a person who cares enough to urge, to push, and see us a different perspective of life, even if they're not experienced or senior than us. So one thing I have learned from this is that all of us need someone to show us what we cannot see in ourselves. Someone who believes in our potential so that we can see the reflection that the mirror is unable to show. So here's my message. If you have a mentor or not, if you're considering mentoring someone or not, I would say, take the step and take that role. Do not hesitate, as it's not just the protege who grows. You grow as well, because sometimes we just need to see the reflection in the mirror. We just need a little help. Thank you.
Very well done, Toastmasters. I mean, that was good. A message very, very well taken and close to my heart, because since you just told that your niece has been giving you some mentorship tips, I just flashed back to my childhood when my big son, not son, that son, S-U-N, son, father would be delivering speeches and just asking me, do you think this is fine? Do you think I should pause there? Do you think where should I go? So thank you so much for that, and a wonderful takeaway that believe in your potential, and the mentor actually makes you see whatever you don't have inside you. Moving on to the table topics, our very own vignette segment, which we recently introduced. It's not how regular table topics work. This actually comes with a twist. How can I forget the Hindi and Urdu while talking about words that you can't find in English? We have Jugaad. It is about finding creative solutions to problems, often using whatever is available. It's a word that is celebrated resourcefulness and ingenuity. You know what they say about Jugaad? It's like having a Swiss armor's knife of your brain. You should be able to whip out a solution for any problem, no matter what unexpected and how unexpected it is. So let's see if you have got the Jugaad skills to tackle whatever topic comes towards your way. Toastmasters Mehr, she is going to be our table topics Toastmasters today. So over to you, Toastmasters Mehr.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Soumaiyya. And no worries, the topic that you all saw has already been used in our previous session. It is not the topic for today. So don't count your lucky stars before you've really counted them. So let's start the session with a plum. For those of you for whom table topics is new, aka Madiha, this is a take on impromptu speaking where we encourage volunteers and members to take a dive into the deep end, and I give them a topic or I select them and they have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So 1 minute, at 1 minute, the green card is showed, and then at 1 minute, 30 seconds, we have the yellow card, and then at 2 minutes, we have the red card, and then we have a grace period of 30 seconds before we ask the speaker to give space to the next speaker. Right. So any volunteers who would like to go first? All right. I'd like to invite Toastmaster Rashid. Toastmaster Rashid, are you there with us? All right, Toastmaster Rashid isn't there. How about Toastmaster Irfan? Are you good? All right, Toastmaster Irfan. Yes, could you unmute yourself? All right. Yes, you are audible. Could you speak a sentence so that you're fully audible? We can check your audio quality.
Ladies and gentlemen, my best mentor is Mehr Tanvir, Talha bin Ahmed, and Cyril Paul.
Okay, yep, we've got Toastmaster Irfan with us. All right, Toastmaster Irfan. So your topic of the day is as follows. So just 1 second here. It's been giving me a bit of trouble. Ah, there you got it. All right. Okay. Toastmaster Irfan. When nothing goes right, go left. When nothing goes right, go left. Toastmaster Irfan Qureshi.
Thank you very much, Tabletop Master. Ladies and gentlemen, when I started my journey in Toastmasters, contest was ahead, and I was only eligible for tall tale because for the tall tale, no need for any pathways completion like 2 or 3 projects. I started my journey with contest. I have no idea what is tall tale, what is exaggerations. Urdu mein isko kehte hain lambi lambi chhodna, but I started my journey. I challenged myself, and I show my willingness to participate in the tall tale contest. I was blank, no idea, nothing, but should I leave this stage? Should I leave this opportunity? No. Why? Because my mentor, like Mehr Tanvir, she told me, Toastmaster Irfan Qureshi, I gave you a one weapon. When you have this kind of situation, use this weapon. You want to hear this weapon? You want to please raise your hand? Yes, great. The weapon was whenever you are in this kind of situation, uncertainty, the reign of terror, your mind should focus on your 3 sentences, 3 words. I will do my best. What I can do? I will try, I will utilize my whole potential for this specific situation. His sentence was always for the guiding stone for me. I urge all of you, whenever you have a situation, this kind of situation, use your potential and you can embark the challenge. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Irfan. Very well taken there. All right. I'd like to call Toastmaster Samreen Akhtar, our respected guest. Sorry, you're muted, Samreen.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. Okay, Samreen, now this is a bit of a twist. What we do here is that I'm going to give you a topic, and then I'm going to ask you to speak for the topic. And when I say change, you've got to start speaking against the topic. Do you think you can?
Okay.
Are you up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Got a really good one for you. All right. Here we go. So your topic is right up your alley. Of course, women don't work as hard as men. They get it right the first time. Of course, women don't work as hard as men. They get it right the first time. All right, I'd like you to speak for the topic.
Of course, women do not work as hard as men. Women are very smart. Their inception has been with lots of more cells than men have. So according to a research, a woman has more cells in her brain than men. So why should she work hard? She's smart enough to do things well.
Okay.
I have seen women who have climbed the ladder from some of the they originate from some of the very backward areas and rural areas, and they have climbed the corporate ladder so fast and so effortlessly. Looking at them, they always inspire me. I always find many lessons, and most of my role models are always women because I don't see a woman making mistake.
Flip.
Well, I don't think women are that smart that how they are portrayed. Sometimes they use their women card a lot to reach that corporate ladder. So I believe I have seen some incidents where women has misused their power as and used the women card to flip the things in their favor. Even if you see in the classroom, you see all the toppers to be girls. How do you think all those girls get all those marks? The teachers always favor those girls. By the way, that's something I have heard all my life. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was quite entertaining. And thank you for being a good sport there. All right. Okay, so now you guys have a bit of an idea of how we go about table topics here. So get ready. I'm going to be calling another victim. Okay. All right. All right, so the next person I'd like to call is Toastmaster Latif. Are you there?
I am here and fully focused on that act. So can I excuse for this?
Okay, sure, yeah, absolutely. It's great, huh? Please do that.
Thank you.
Please do that this properly. All right. All right. So any Toastmaster Nazia, would you like to have a go?
Yeah, sure. If
All
I
right.
could, I'll try.
Absolutely. Okay, so your topic is the only thing that sits its way to success is a hen. All right.
The only that sits its way to success.
The only thing that sits its way to success is a hen. Toastmaster Nazia.
Well, I'll try to understand the topic first and then express my views on it. I think I don't have to flip for that.
You have 10 seconds. You can pause and just smile at everyone. And
No, I'm just asking that it's not about a flip thing. It's a straight topic. I just
it's
have
a
to talk about.
straight topic.
Okay. Well, somehow an American saying is striking my mind right now that future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. In fact, it was something that maybe I was dreaming last night. And over the last many days, since there have been certain health issues to some very important person in my family, my child, my youngest child, who is in fact suffering from some disorder. So I believe that your personality sometimes has a split, into so many different dimensions in the crushing burden of so many challenges out there that you start believing in the beauty of challenge. एक शेर है उर्दू का जो मुझे इस वक्त यहाँ पे याद आ रहा है कि I don't know if many of people out there understand Urdu poetry or not, but रंज का खूगर हो इंसान तो मिट जाता है, गम मुश्किलें मुझ पे पड़ी इतनी के आसान हो गई. So as I mentioned that there are certain crushing pressures on my shoulders, being a mother, being a teacher, and being a mother of some special children in my family. At times I have diversions in my thoughts. I have diversions in my job natures. I have diversions, distractions, complexities, complications, and any adjective that would define the level of difficulty or intensity or gravity in your life, that you feel driven to the extremity of hopelessness sometimes. There are the challenges, I mean to say. They make you fall in the abyss of hopelessness and you stop believing in yourself. But as I said that the challenges have induced a belief in me, the situation is quite opposite on my side. It is not that I have stopped believing in myself, but I've started living with the way, whatever challenges I have in my own style, in my own way. So to me, success is whatever bads I have in my life, whatever deficiencies I have in my life, whatever shortcomings I am suffering through, being a mother especially, I started believing in their beauty. For example, a little smile of my child who's suffering from autism gives me the cheer of the day. Sometimes my daughter, who is an autistic child, when she takes her food to her complete fill, I believe that nothing could be more precious, nothing could be more beautiful than it. So to me, success is just going your way, the way it is coming up to you. Wherever I move, if I feel that I have taken a very small step, a step that has taken me to some kind of contentment, to some kind of accomplishment, is a step that is a step towards completion, is a step towards perfection. Maybe there is no definition of perfection in someone's life, but I believe there is some definition of perfection in my life. So that is all I would like to say. Feeling very emotional right now because I'm giving examples from my own life. You can imagine a mother whose two younger children are suffering from autism. How would be the family atmosphere is? Even right now, I'm managing things and all affairs in my life, in my job. So to me, success is maybe I'm that small hen who is not visible to the world and only visible to the world for the gigantic impression she's creating for maybe a lot of big things I'm doing. People say, oh, what a successful person you are. But to me, success is a little smile, maybe a small thing for which I'm thankful. Thank you. That's all I would like to say.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nazia, for that very touching, emotional delivery. I think it's touched everyone in the audience. Thank you for sharing that. It takes a great deal of courage and vulnerability to share something so personal, and also to it also brings hope and inspiration to people in ways that we don't really know. Thank you for that. All right, so let's shake it up a bit. Toastmaster Vitali, are you up for a topic? I know you've been standing there since ages. All right.
My apologies. I think it'll be helpful if you can announce the timings so that people would know the green, yellow, red card.
Yes, I'll do that before every speaker. Here. Thank you.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you for
Master Cyril, I'm sorry. I think I again have been extending the time limit. I exceeded the time limit again. I'm sorry.
No worries at all.
It's okay. I let you speak because you're new at this, and also you were sharing something very special. So, but yeah, it's my duty to remind our speakers at the start of every topic that we have to speak from 1 to 2 minutes, and after 2 minutes 30 seconds, the speaking time will be closed. All right, just to give everybody a chance. Thank you so much for sharing everything that you do. All right, so Toastmaster Vitali, I have something different for you. I'd like you to tell me a story, all right? And I'm going to show you an image, and you've got to make up your wildest story about it, yeah? All right, okay. Okay, okay, all right. Yeah, Toastmaster Tala, you're showing the green card. I think we need to reset.
Yeah, cycle, so I'll just fix it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Toastmaster Vitally. Here is a very disgruntled little cherub. And we have to make a story about what happened here that made this fellow so angry.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, I think it's very simple. Right in this room, I'm kind of anxious about that any minute my little daughter would be exactly like this. And I know for sure why it would happen. Because there is a cartoon there right now is going on, and I have this privilege to be with you, dear fellow Toastmasters. But these cartoons will very soon stop. Therefore, your face would be what? She doesn't speak yet, so it would be just her face. But I know for sure how those faces are coming and where they are coming from. Therefore, I'm very happy that nowadays we have such inventions like TV, for example, and I can postpone this angry face with YouTube videos for some time and have this wonderful Saturday evening with such beautiful club like yours. Thank you. Do you have any more pictures?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
okay.
I do. But thank you for that.
Okay, then back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We can give you another turn if someone else, if we've covered everyone else. That was so funny. Yeah, we cannot stop this from happening. We can postpone. Please note the message there. All right. I'd like to call Toastmaster Gulizera. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Hello. All right, Gulizera, got a great topic for you. Here we go. I'm just rushing into it in the interest of time. You know, you're a seasoned Toastmaster, 1 to 2 minutes, green, and then 1 minute, 30 seconds, yellow, and then 2 minutes is red. Your topic is follow your heart, but take your brain with you. Follow your heart, but take your brain with you. Toastmaster Gulizera.
Well, just yesterday, I was talking to a person and he was revealing quite a lot about himself. Something that he had kept hidden for quite long and something that apparently nobody was there to listen to, but he wanted to tell. And somehow why that was kept hidden was this stereotype that we have around men, that they are too strong, that they shouldn't cry because they are men. And we are more likely to address the stereotype that are around women. Somehow we neglect the mental health of men. And we think, because I am also a woman, I think we all think that it's majorly about women. So when he was talking his heart out, I was wondering, yes, I have suffered the same things as well. So my heart was like, I should, tell him all the things about what I have suffered so that he can relate as well. But there was the mind at the back end as well who was saying that don't, just listen him out, because he doesn't need solutions. A person in problem doesn't need solutions or our tales, because sometimes all we need is venting our heart out. So yes, the hearts do connect in a moment that they say, okay, this person has suffered and I want to connect with it, because we all are here to somehow share and add value to each other's lives. But the brain or the mind is conscious enough to say that, no, hold back your story, dude. This is not about you. This is about them. So let's just give them some space. So when they have stepped out of their whatever zone they are thinking they are in, depressed or whatever they feel, hear them out. Because in this world where all of us are so busy pursuing our personal development or whatever goals we have set, all of us need a listening ear, all of us. So I think, yes, when our heart wants to connect, our mind is the one saying, to take it easy, slow it down, and let them come to you before you reach out to them. Let them come. So
beautiful, beautiful thoughts there by a sensitive soul. So lovely to have you with us. Moving on to the next topic, because I want to get as many people, although I'm still vibrating with those thoughts here and just letting it all sink in. A very warm welcome to Toastmaster Hira Zainab, President of Contour Islamabad, and BPE of Contour Islamabad, Toastmaster Samreen. Would you like to take part, President Hira?
I was just saying it to my husband. I hope I am not called, but looks like it was in the fight. Happy to take part. Go ahead.
Right. So we actually manifest what we're talking about. Do you know that the unconscious does not understand the negative? As I'm taking NLP coaching training these days. So if we say, don't go out, we tell our kids, don't go out. That's exactly what they're going to do. So we're going to say, no, I hope I don't get called. You're going to get called. All right. So your topic, Hira, is something I think we'll all learn from, because I know that you're a leader par excellence. Make yourself sheep and the wolves will eat you. Make yourself sheep and the wolves will eat you. You have 10 seconds to put your thoughts in order. Toastmaster Hira Zainab.
Have you ever wondered about what people think about you? So much of our lives are spent around the idea of how to live our lives according to people's desire. But as a matter of fact, whenever we make ourselves sheep, the wolves are out there to eat us. Whenever there is, in our life, whenever we live our life, there are choices to be made. And those choices define the life that we end up living. Whether those choices come from us or from society or from people around us is eventually a decision that lies in our hand. So the truth is that in the society, as we go along, and as a leader, when we build our teams, there are tough decisions to be made. I still remember the time when I was heading Pasha at the center of the industry and commanding power in all ways. But at the same time, each power and each authority comes with tough decisions. And each tough decision comes with making enemies. And while our people-pleasing ability really pushes us to make decisions that will make people happy, but if we want to always choose the path of right, then we have to take stand on principles and ideologies. Because the truth is that if we let ourselves out there and ready to be governed on people's desires and principles, then the wolves will eat us. Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful, wonderful, lovely. What a powerful message there. It was just quite kind of, I felt your message right there, the wolves will eat us. But that was excellent oration. Thank you so much. I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Linda. We have a lovely new guest with us, Toastmaster Linda Neo. Are you here with us? All right, Toastmaster Samreen, since you're here, can we hear you speak on a topic and learn from your wisdom?
Toastmaster Meher, I thought that I will come and just cheer for Samreen's speech. And also you have already given part to 2 Contourians. So, so if some other guest would want to participate, then please give them the place first. Otherwise, I will come.
Okay, thank you. Toastmaster Noor, would you like to have a go?
Sure, I'm finished with my write-up, so I can go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody else note that Noor is finished. He is done. So gear up. All right, Noor. Too much of a good thing can be wonderful. Mae West. too much of a good thing can be wonderful. Hint, hint to some members that we'd like to see more at the group. So
okay. I just got the hint. Thank you.
All right, 10 seconds to get your thoughts in order. Yeah. Over
Too
to
much
you.
of a good thing can be wonderful. We are often made to believe that too much of a good thing can be bad. And this maybe is made to make us be cautious and not get lost of the objectives we have in life. The things we aspire to become, the things we plan to do, the objectives we set off for ourselves. However, there are times when I believe a break or a bit of too much can actually be really good. I would wholeheartedly agree with the beaver trying to chew on to as much as it can, because too much of something can indeed be wonderful sometimes. I'll give you an example just about my write-up right now. I'm going to give you too much, maybe, of Greek philosophy. And it is going to be wonderful because I believe philosophy lives in all of us in different ways. It governs what we do, why we do it, whether we do it consciously or subconsciously, things that we plan to do or things that happen to us, planned or unplanned. And so, yeah, I think life is like that. Life is not very methodical. Life is not very determined or deterministic or in some pattern. It is random. It can be too much sometimes. It can be too little at times. But one has to know that too much of a good thing can often be very wonderful. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noor. Wonderful to hear from you as always. Lovely message. And I have space for one last. Madiha, are you up for table topic? Yeah. Sorry, you're muted there.
Well, I can give it a try. It's my first time.
Sure, that's the spirit, right? Okay. All right, Madiha, your topic is you are the driver of your own life. Don't let anyone steal your seat. You are the driver of your own life. Don't let anyone steal your seat. You have 10 seconds to put your thoughts in order.
Okay, so when I started my journey as a mom, it was a very new experience for me because my kid, I learned, had autism. And having a kid with autism meant that I learned he had many issues and he was not acceptable to the society. There were many social issues. But I stood up there and I was very determined to make sure that I was the one to show the world there's nothing going to stop him to have his rights to education, to step into the world, and I was the driving force for him. I made it sure he got the best education, even though most of the schools rejected him, and today he goes to an inclusive school. So I was there as a driving person. And when you are determined, there is nothing that can stop you from achieving your goal. You are the driver there of your life. Even despite all odds, you are the driver of your life, of your journey. You can achieve anything in life if you believe in yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madiha. That was a wonderful take. I mean, I'm surprised it was your first time, but it was so moving and powerful. Thank you so much. All right. So as I am the poll master for today, and it's being a tech host for after a while, we're going to have our poll a little bit later. I'd like to hand the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day to carry on with the theme, and meanwhile, I will set up the poll.
All right. Thank you so much, Table Topics Masters. That was lovely, and I got to hear many people inspiring in their own self. So let's move on to our next segment. With a blend of Eastern and Western influences, Turkish culture is fascinatingly mix of traditions, cultures, and beliefs. Talking about Turkey, in Turkish, Ay Noor means moonlight. And it is a beautiful word that brings mind a peace and serene image. The word is believed to be derived from two Turkish words. Ay means moon and Noor means light. Turkish poets and writers frequently use Ay Noor in their work to evoke feelings of love, longing, or nostalgia. Our next segment is surely to be the Ay Noor of today's meeting. Yup, the interpretive reading segment. We have a very special segment prepared for all of you in respect of Rabiul Awwal, bringing together three cultures. The poem shall be recited in original German, followed by an Urdu translation and accompanied by English translation. I would like to invite our curator of the day. First, we have Toastmasters Noor Malik. He's the resident polyglot. He is an electrical engineer, but somehow is working in software industry. He is quite fluent in English, Urdu, German, French, and he's currently resident in Berlin. Next, we have DTM, our very own DTM Muhammad Farooq. He's a writer par excellence. He is also a polyglot. He's fluent in English, Urdu, Persian, and your native language as well, which I could not get to know what it is. So we would actually love to hear it from you itself. And lastly, and not least, we have our own VP, Toastmasters Mehr, wearing many hats today. So I would like to welcome you all.
All right, then, do I get started with my part?
Yes, Noor, please go ahead with the introduction to the...
Yes, all right. I am going to be reciting the poem called Mahomet's Gesang, which in German means the Song of Muhammad, peace be upon him. It was written in between 1772 and 1773 by, you could, I guess, call him the national poet of Germany, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I hope I do justice to the writing, and then, of course, those that do not understand the German are going to enjoy the poem just as much in other languages. Okay, Mahomet's Gesang. Seht den Felsenquell, freudehell, wie ein Sternenblick. Über Wolken währten seine Jugend gute Geister zwischen Klippen im Gebüsch. Jüngling frisch tanzt er aus der Wolke auf die Marmorfelsen nieder, jauchzet wieder nach dem Himmel. Durch die Gipfelgänge jagt er bunten Kiesen nach, und mit früher Tritt reißt er seine Brüderquellen mit sich fort. Drunten in dem Tal unter seinem Fußtritt werden Blumen, und die Wiese lebt von seinem Hauch. Doch ihn hält kein Schattental, keine Blumen, die ihm seine Knie umschlingen, ihm mit Liebesaugen schmeicheln. Nach der Ebene dringt sein Lauf, schlangenwandernd. Bäche schmiegen sich gesellig an, nun tritt er in die Ebene silberprangend, und die Ebene prangt mit ihm, und die Flüsse von der Ebene und die Bäche von den Bergen jauchzen ihm und rufen: Bruder, Bruder, nimm die Brüder mit zu deinem alten Vater, zu dem ewigen Ozean, der mit ausgespannten Armen unser wartet, die sich Ach, vergebens öffnen, seine Schnenden zu fassen, denn uns frisst in öder Wüste gierge Sand, die Sonne droben, saugt an unserem Blut, ein Hügel, hemmt uns zum Teiche, Brüder, nimm die Brüder von der Ebene, nimm die Brüder von den Bergen mit zu deinem Vater mit. Kommt ihr alle, und nun schwillt ihr, herrlicher, ein ganz Geschlechter, trägt den Fürsten hoch empor, und im rollenden Triumphe gibt er Linden Namen, Städte werden unter seinem Fuß. Und aufhaltsam rauscht er weiter, lässt der Türme Flammengipfel, Marmorhäuser eine Schöpfung, seine Fülle hinter sich. Sädenhäuser trägt der Atlas, auf den Riesenschultern sausend, wehen über seinem Haupte 1000 Flaggen durch die Lüfte, zeugen seiner Herrlichkeit. Und so trägt er seine Brüder, seine Schätze, seine Kinder, dem erwartenden Erzeuger, Freude brausend an das Herz. That concludes the poem. I hope it was not too boring to hear in German. There is a lot of emotion. There's a lot of imagery in this. Words are often contracted to support the poetic tone. And now I'll hand over to Toastmaster Farooq to take us away with a translation.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Noor, and I'll share my slide. Can you see this? So this is the poem, as you know, written by German poet Goethe, and it was first translated into Persian by Dr. Allama Iqbal in his Persian poetry. And from that, it was translated to Urdu by Dr. Shanul Haq Haqi. So it's not the actual word-to-word translation. It's just they captured the theme of the poem and they translated it into Persian and then into Urdu. So I will be honored to recite this poem in Urdu language in front of you. Naghma-e Muhammadi. वो पाकीज़ा चश्मा जो ओजे फलक से चट्टानों पर उतरा, रक्षा सितारों की थी जोत जिसके बदन में, सहाबों से ऊपर बुलंद आसमां में पुरफशा मलाइक की चश्मे निगेदार के साए साए, चट्टानों की आगोश में अहद बरनाई तक जोए जोला बना, चट्टानों से नीचे उतरते उतरते वो कितने ही सदरंग अनगढ़ ज़ख्रेज़े दामान शफकत में अपने समेटते, बहुत से सिसकते हुए सुस्त कम्माया सोतों को चौंकाता ललकारता साथ लेता हुआ कुछ खरामा चला। बेनमू वादियां जाग उठी ले लहाने लगी, जिस तरफ उसका रुख फिर गया उसके फैज़े कदम से बाहर आ गई, उसके आगे अभी और सहरा भी थे, खुश्क लहरें भी थीं, उतरे दरिया भी थे, सब इसी से ले जान बख्श के मुंतजिर, जोक दर जोक पास उसके आने लगे, चोर आमद का उसकी उठाने लगे, राहबर साथ हमको भी लेते चलो, कब से थी पस्तियां हमको जकड़े हुए, राह रोके हुए पांव पकड़े हुए, याद आता है मस्कन पुराना हमें, आसमानों की जानिब है जाना हमें, वरना यूं ही नशेबों में धंस जाएंगे, जाल में उन जमीनों के फंस जाएंगे। अपने खालिक की आवाज कानों में है, अपनी मंजिल वहीं आसमानों में है, गर्द आलूद हैं पाक कर दे हमें, हम आगोश अफलाक कर दे हमें, वो रवां है रवां है रवां अब भी है, साथ उसके एक कारवां ऐसा भी है, शहर आते रहे शहर जाते रहे, उसके दम से सभी फैज पाते रहे, उसके हर मोड़ पर एक दुनिया नई, हर कदम पर तुलू एक फर्दा नई, असर उभरा किए ख्वाब होते गए, शाह और शाहियां ख्वाब होती गईं, अजमतें कितनी नायाब होती गईं, है वो रहमत का दारा मुसलसल रवां, Az falak ta zami, az zami ta falak, az azal ta abad, जावेदां बेकरां दश्तो दर गुलशनो गुल से बेवास्ता फैज़याब उससे कुल और खुद कुल से बेवास्ता. बहुत शुक्रिया. Now I will hand over to Toastmaster Mehr for English translation.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Farooq. Behold this rocky spring, bright with joy, like a twinkling star above the clouds. Its youth was nourished by good spirits among the cliffs in the bushes. Fresh as a youth, it dances out of the cloud, down to the marble rocks, cheering again to the sky. Along mountainous paths, it chases after colorful pebbles, and with the step of a young leader, its companion springs journey with it onward. Below in the valley, flowers appear from its footprints, and the meadow derives life from its breath. But no shaded valley can stop it, no flower, clasping its knees and imploring it with loving eyes, toward the plains it presses its course, twisting like a snake. Brooks nuzzle up sociably, now it treads into the plain, resplendent with silver, and the plain grows silver too, and the rivers of the plain and the brooks of the mountains cheer and shout, brother, 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 take your brothers take them with you to your ancient father, to the eternal ocean, whose outstretched arms await us, who has opened them in vain to embrace his yearning children. For the bleak wastelands, greedy sand devours us. The sun above sucks up all our blood. A hill clogs us into a pool. Brother, take your brothers from this plain. Take your brothers from the mountains. Take them with you to your ancient father. Come, all of you. And now the spring swells more grandly. An entire race lifts the prince up high, and in rolling triumph, it gives names to the lands and cities that grow in its path. Irresistibly, it rushes onward, leaving a wake of flaming tipped towers and houses of marble creations of its bounty. Like Atlas, it bears cedar houses upon its giant's shoulders. Over its head, the wind noisily blows 1,000 flags as testimony of its glory. And so it brings its brothers, its treasures, its children, effervescent with joy, to the waiting parents' bosom. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Noor and distinguished Toastmaster Farooq, for being present here for this small tribute in the month of Rabiul Awwal to the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. And I would now like to hand over the virtual stage and the virtual gavel back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Mehr, Toastmasters Noor, DTM Farooq. Well, I was taken aback. I never knew that praises have been said to our Prophet in so many languages, and they are so beautifully written. I think Toastmaster Cyril has something to say.
Yes, if possible, could we just have a snapshot of all three speakers, all three reciters? That was a very beautiful and moving moment in the meeting. Professor DTM Talha, could you just spotlight all three narrators?
Okay.
And could we just...
Okay, just give me a second. Yeah. DTM Farooq, can you please turn on your screen for a second? DTM Farooq, can you turn on your video for a moment? Yeah, there you are. Is that okay, Cyril? Okay, everyone. Give a smile. 3, 2, 1. Great, great, great. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I may intercede for just with apologies to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Cyril, is it possible for you to give your evaluation early, as I understand you need to?
I don't think so. Okay, he just came back.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Both the table topics as well as the speech evaluation. We are ready whenever called.
All right. So DTM Farooq, sorry, were you evaluating the table topic speakers? Because
I've taken over that from DTM Farooq.
Okay, I got it. All right. So because then we'll have the extempore writing segment. So I'd like to have you clear your schedule. So if you're ready, then we can start with the evaluations. Your evaluations first.
Yes, certainly. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meher, for being thoughtful as usual. Here you go. All right. Toastmaster Samreen, what I would say is well begun is half done. And you really did a great job with the analogy with the mirror. The mirror does show us alone. And you had a very mighty point that we all stand alone. And then from there on, how you missed on various mentoring opportunities because you were doing things alone. From there on, you summarize your story. To give a summary, you became a mentor to your nieces. And then later on, twist in the tail, how your nieces became your mentors. And thus showing us that greatness comes from small places too. Your voice is your key strength. As I mentioned, even before the meeting started, you have a very calm, even temper, but you'll be an asset for negotiations. You can diffuse the situation with just your voice. Your vocal variety was indeed there at various places of the meeting, of your speech. And your body language was on point. I mean, you had the right amount of gesturing to capture the essence of the story. I say that body language, vocal variety, these are like the salt that you add to the dishes. A little more and you spoil the dish, a little less and you still spoil the dish. It takes an excellent hand over your stories to know exactly when to stop and when to kind of keep it in check. Screen movement is something that you told us to keep track of. Screen movement was indeed present. We saw you move from one end to the other end as the story progressed and coming back again, pausing at the center whenever you had to narrate something. At some places, it was a little over the top. Like I mentioned, it's the analogy of salt. Yeah. At some point, it was a little forced. If you watch the video, once again, we'll share the video back to you and you'll realize where this was going. Otherwise, we can have a chat later on where I can walk you through those places. Well, I have nothing much in terms of feedback. It was a lovely speech in your lovely voice. It was a lovely story. You did have a 3-part structure there. The only complaint, if I should actually voice it, would be it was a little too short. I think you stopped speaking at maybe 6 minutes 30 or maybe 6 minutes 40 seconds when the clock was still amber. Dare to dance with the devil, yeah? Dare to speak when the clock is ticking red. You still have at least 20 seconds of that, 30 seconds after the 7-minute timeline to make a forceful point. And a story like yours does deserve a forceful, so we can actually listen to you. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, a beautiful story and really well narrated in your own inimitable, unique way. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Thank you. And jumping on to the table topic speakers, let me quickly go through this. We had Toastmaster Irfan. When things don't go right, go left. Wow, you had a callback to the tall tales. Have you moved on with it? Vocal variety, again, remains one of your key strengths, all right? Do entertain us with your vocal. And one way you can actually have better vocal variety is if you stand up. You stand up, you literally release a lot of the tension here, and you have a lot more air that you can use to speak. So stand up the next time that you deliver a table topic speech. Toastmaster Samreen, women, basically it was a long thing, but women do things better. Wow. I mean, the flip way of table topics is difficult because you don't have the kind of time that you don't get 10 seconds to think of what you're going to say next, especially when you're doing the flip. You did the flip as if you were born for it. You were waiting for the flip. Wow, that was amazing. Amazing. It's one of those topics that you really can't talk more. You're at the mercy of the table topics master. You played it with aplomb. Toastmaster Nazia, the only thing that sat its way to success is a hen. Beautiful story, and it was a very personal story. Thank you so much for sharing with us. A couple of small things. I know this is the second time that you're attempting a table topic. Pay more attention to the topic. When you're at a contest, they'll just narrate the topic twice. You need to put in all your 5, 6 sense, given that women have their female intuition, so that you grasp the topic. Yeah. And whenever you give a quote in Toastmasters, the practice is to translate it, because this is an international club where there are people who don't speak Urdu. Therefore, translate that quote. Poetry gets lost in translation. I know quotes get lost in translation. And as Toastmaster Soumya is showing us, there are several things that you really can't convey when you're translating, but do make that attempt. Vitally, you had a baby snarling, and man, comical timing is something that we can learn from you. You have such an animated way of speaking, right? The rest of us need to use our body gestures and vocal variety. You can convey, you're like Jim Carrey, you can convey things with your face. Thank you for reminding us that the invention of TV and YouTube was probably the greatest inventions in the last, 2,000 years, maybe, because it helps with parenting a lot. And I love the way you threw a challenge back to the TTM. Do you have any more pictures? Yeah, bring them on. Great job. Yeah, that's something that we'd love to see people use in contests, by the way. Those of you who learned it, believe me, you learned it at WordWise for the first time. Toastmaster Gula Zera, follow your heart, but take your brain with you, something like that. I thought that was going to be a very, very romantic story there, but then you flipped it without even the flip coming. You kind of showed how men are supposed to be strong, they shouldn't cry, and the person was talking, and then how you stopped yourself from talking, and you gave the listening. That was wonderful. One comment for you: stand up when you speak. You've been a frequent sitter, and they say sitting is a new smoking. Stand up; it relaxes your body language, it relaxes your vocal variety, and all of that. We'd love to see you standing up and delivering your speeches next time. Toastmaster Hira, make yourself sheep and the wolves will eat you. That was a great topic and delivered in a manner that only you can deliver. Nothing much to speak about your delivery. Only one thing that I would urge you: if you can't keep your camera on, just let the TTM know that. And it's good order to kind of, just to give an apology, given that Toastmasters, we insist on a lot of formality, sometimes needed, sometimes not needed. It's good to kind of say that I'm so sorry that I can't switch on my camera. Toastmaster Noor, too much of a good thing can be wonderful. And thank you for the philosophical take on that, as usual. And yes, you owned the topic. You even mentioned about your upcoming the Let's Word It piece, where you'll be talking a lot about Greek. We'll look forward to that, and I'm sure that too much of Greek is also wonderful. The last speaker for the day was our guest Madiha, who was speaking extempore for the first time. Wow, Madiha, I don't think that is the first time that you were speaking, because you were so natural at it. Thank you so much for sharing that very personal story. And do come to WordWise. You'll meet your old friend, and you'll meet a whole set of new friends. And we would have gained ourselves an excellent speaker. Thank you so very much for that lovely take. And that's it from my side, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Soumaiyya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Cyril. That was elaborative. Do you need a glass of water now? We can't hear you. It's like the movie all over again. We can't hear you.
These were the times that I wish that I was ChatGPT Mehr, because she comes up with these evaluations like the second the speaker stops talking.
Oh, yes,
wow,
she does. She does that in chat boxes.
She writes them down. Yeah, I know, truly.
So,
yep.
So for everyone, I think the poll is actually being shown to you. So please don't forget to do that. I'm going to come back on that later on because I need to introduce the next segment that we are going to happen. Beyond the literal meanings of the words often they carry with them is the sense of intimacy and a cultural nuance that can be difficult to capture in translation. For example, Arabic Ya Aburne is poignant expression of love, meaning, may you outlive me. It's a deep wish for a loved one to have a long and fulfilling life. The Portuguese word saudade captures the bittersweet longing for someone or something you love, but can't be with them. It's a mix of nostalgia with a deep affection. Well, I think the time has finally arrived for the extempore writing segment, by and large, the most exciting segment of the day. Please put your hands together for the curator of the day, Toastmasters Nazia Ali.
Muted.
Okay, I'm audible, I think, right now. Okay, everyone, first of all, I would like to thank all 3 participants whose names are right now present with me, available with me, those who participated today. And I'm sure we are going to listen to some masterpieces from all of their sides, because this was the segment I think that was most exciting for me to be the part of when first time I participated myself as the guest speaker there with WordWise. And I tried to write a poem there. And it was such a pleasure listening to TM Talha even that day. And I was very much wholeheartedly impressed. So I think we shall begin with that. Is there anyone who's going to keep time for it? Because each speaker will be having 3 to 5 minutes to deliver their speech. All right. So is there any volunteer who is going to volunteer first to share their write-up? TM Talha, can I begin with you? Can you take the charge, please?
Yes, sure. Let me. Actually, the timer is for 3 to 4 minutes that I have right now, but I think it should do. It should do. Or I can put one for the 5 to 7 minutes, and that means that when you see the green, you have 30 seconds to run it. So I think that will serve better. So I'm putting one for myself first. First, let me start speaking. So, okay. 3, 2, 1, and after what seemed an eternity of huffing and puffing, panting and ranting, sneezing and wheezing, and snorting over rivers of phlegm and spit and God knows what other fluids, I arrived on a conclusion. By and large, the universe hated me. You see, over a year ago, I took up swimming with my son, under the watchful eye of my best friend. Right off the bat, I made sure that I had painstakingly assembled the makings of a catastrophe. How? By being 45 and overweight, short of breath and short of patience. By having my 12-year-old son, already taller than I am, svelte, lithe, and energetic, a constant reminder of my hopeless inadequacy in everyone's view, and my best friend, 43, but fit as a fiddle, an expert swimmer. Have you experienced the pain of seeing your best friend excel at something and then do it week after week after week? That was my life, 24/7. The ordeal began. Do you know what is worse than getting up at 7:30 on a Saturday morning? Getting up on a Saturday morning at 7:30 to go swimming. Within the first few weeks, we learned how to float and move forward in the water, purely propelled by our feet. My friend set out in the water like liquid poetry, his sleek form becoming one with the shimmering surface, his movements in an ethereal dance with the turquoise turbulence of the water. My son, tall, slim, and agile, moved haltingly at first, but very soon sliding under the surface with the grace of an eel. The metaphor, by no means a comment on his thin figure. And then yours truly. The one thing I got right was to stay under the surface. However, despite all of my spasms and fibrillations and desperate flapping of my feet, I did not just stay on the surface. I sank like a stone, again and again and again. On the first day, I managed to drown at the kiddie end of the swimming pool. I bet anyone to beat that. We were taught that when a body enters water, it displaces water according to its weight, and that creates an upward thrust. That law seemed to work for all the bodies in the universe, except mine. For me, the water created a vortex at the mere sight of me, and it sucked me straight to the bottom. Sadly, unbelievably, to my utmost horror and dismay, and against all odds, I started improving, and that means I had to go swimming again and again and again every Saturday at 7:30. After the first 2 weeks, I had mastered freestyle, that is, splashing and flailing in the water without any style. But after 3 months, I had learned freestyle proper. All the time, my best friend kept showing me videos and teaching me to move my arms and legs, even while we sat in our sitting room, or at a tea stall, or in the car, or during office hours. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, when it clicked. He had not gotten as good as he is by being fit or agile. He had lived, breathed, and slept swimming for years. He is a beautiful swimmer because he was an ugly swimmer for years. And that, fellow Toastmasters and guests, means that quality or excellence is a habit. It is huffing, puffing, panting, cursing, spitting, choking, vomiting for days, weeks, and years before getting even a semblance of improvement or even remotely approaching the mastery of whatever we are doing. And it takes all that crawling and walking and finally running before getting to that promised land of rainbow and sunshine. Over to you, curator.
We can't hear you, Toastmasters Nazia. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So I was all appreciative of what has been shared right now. I mean, so immersing, so engrossing. It took me to the depth of the ocean and brought me back to the reality that it's a competition that I'm conducting right now over here. Once again, it was so impressive, the sensuous imagery that has been woven into this beautiful prose and poetry, I must say, and how it has been related to the reality and how deeply the message was embedded throughout, that it's the training, it's a person's self-belief, your habit. In fact, it is something that is a practice. There is something that is impetus, and then you have to go beyond it, because unless and until you put yourself in some hard time, unless and until you're ready to take up certain turmoils in your life, you won't be able to achieve an excellence. And I think it was ever more beautiful to listen to you, TM Talha. So can we have our next volunteer here, TM Latif?
Thank you, Toastmaster Nazia Ali. I might not be so writing it so well as what we have heard by distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Ahmed, but this is my piece of writing for that 45 1 hour what I had. So the topic was given is quality is not an act, it is a habit. So I have given it as a chapter, and the chapter name is This is His Signature Shot. We have heard many experts expressing their pleasure upon seeing a particular batsman playing a shot This is his signature shot, and we all indulge ourselves in that particular moment. But we all know, by and large, the situation changes every minute, and we forget about that shot which earlier we all celebrated. Let me get your attention to the shot again. What if I say that signature shot is habitual? Many will agree, and some might agree to disagree. To play effectively and to make it a signature, a player has to analyze and work on the weaknesses. The more struggle for the strength, the more strengthened that player becomes. Now, you can look around. Many of us are inspired by someone's success, growth, and feel that it is not for us. And this time, we all agree that keeping an eye on others' property will not make us move forward. The main ingredient to achieve all that you desire, I would say we should hold on to our learning habit. Like we progress from school to real life situations, some believe they know it all. Some tag themselves as failure. And many, from which I belong, is managing day-to-day affairs. So if you bring a learning habit and practice time and time, you will seal the moment. Your colleagues at work, friends, and family will not shy off saying you delivered with quality every time, as if it is your practice. Over to you.
All right. Once again, I'm really appreciative of a masterpiece that was delivered in a very unique way. Again, your own style. And I must say that it was the same message. Like, we can't deny the role of practice in our life. We can't deny this point that once you have decided certain height to achieve, you want to attain a hallmark, you want to materialize some dream, it's impossible unless and until you have a very defined approach for that. And definitely people around in our society, at some time, at some phase of your life, they admire you for whatever you're achieving. They start admiring you for whatever you're getting through, because achievement is something. It may be a medal, it may be a certificate, it may be a certain destination you always have been longing, yearning for to reach. But what have you been through? The turmoil, the adversities, the hardships you bore, it's only you know. And you believe in the saying कि सोना जो है वो कुंदन तभी बनता है कि जब उसको एक long time roasting, heating, you can't have that shine of gold, right? It was again the same message you had, but differently approached. So can we invite our next Toastmaster here, Toastmaster Noor Malik? Love to listen to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, be warned, this is going to contain a lot of philosophical argumentation. Quality is not an act, it's a habit. Before we jump on to debate and discussion around the sentence, let us dissect it in a purely Greek way and see what some philosophical connotations are around the key words in the sentence: quality, act, and habit. Then also we will proceed to discuss the syllogistic relationship between them. Quality is not act and is habit. And in the interest of artistic creativity, let's reenact it in a way that is purely Aristotelian and Platonic. The keywords then: quality, act, and habit. What is quality? Quality, I could define, is a form of a virtue. The good. I could define it as a form in which virtue can get materialized. Virtue, a grand and supreme concept, which was at the very heart of the Socratic, Platonic, and later Aristotelian philosophy. is also at the heart of the very human existence. This naturally follows one to ask, what kind of a virtue then is quality? Excuse me. If I were to ask you, what is an elephant? You will most probably define the elephant based on some aspects of its existence. It is a form of life called an animal. And therefore, we define quality as a form of virtue. And you will then proceed to differentiate this animal from other animals based on its particular association with other things in the world around it. And let us address our elephant in the room, quality. Employing the same philosophical method, we already defined quality as a form of virtue. We now proceed to expound on this using the associations present to us. Which ones are those? Well, it's in the sentence. The way in which this virtue exhibits itself in the world, that is not act and is habit. It's almost as if Aristotle is helping us define the word itself through these associations. Then we move on. What is an act then? What does it represent? I would define an act as an action, a movement, an expression, or generally an exhibition, or rather an instance of one. To move further, we can conversely use the word quality to contextualize the definition of act as well. So how does act become virtue? Is one instance alone sufficient, or does one require more than one instance of an act? The Socratic method often employed common sense and real-life examples. Socrates would walk around on the streets and ask people very simple questions. Using the similar method, would one really classify one act alone to be enough to qualify as virtue? Of course not. What does one need? Well, you require a series of acts, repeated acts, acts that are performed under varying circumstances, difficult circumstances, simpler ones, challenging ones, straightforward ones. We need a pattern of acts. That naturally should be enough for us to have evidence of virtue. Yes? Good. What do we call this related series of actions performed under varying circumstances contributing towards establishing a virtue? That, ladies and gentlemen, is definition of the word habit. What we have just been through is not very different from the way this discussion would have taken place in the 4th century BC ancient Greece, had Aristotle himself been expounding upon the topic with his colleagues or friends or strangers. He would have just walked away, his face beaming with satisfaction of having made his mentor Plato proud, and his mentor Socrates even prouder. My dear fellow Toastmasters, philosophy by and large serves us as the guiding light and is in itself enlightenment. Thank you very much, and back to the section curator.
It was an amazing masterpiece. Your focal analysis was based on the connotations of the 3 words, habit, virtue, you talked about, act, you give a definition of it. And I believe all that connotations of Greek philosophy and Aristotle's theory, you try to connect to that. It was definitely making a very exclusive approach. And I think we all can relate that to our life. A person can't just, claim things for only one thing, good or bad, he has done in his life. We cannot even tag anyone for one good or bad act a person has done. Virtue is, in fact, is a state of your soul. It should be such a divine condition that you have achieved, putting yourself through a series of adversities. You have to take those challenges which make you reach certain point that you could claim that it is a state of soul, it is a state of heart that you have achieved through your excellent acts. So I would definitely appreciate all my 3 Toastmasters who were amazing for different qualities they exhibited in their masterpieces. Toastmaster Talha for sensuous imagery, Toastmaster Latif for relating examples from real life, and Toastmaster Noor, if I'm taking your name right, Noor Malik, the focal analysis of the 3 words. Thank you very much for being there. I think is there any poll for the 3 Toastmasters? If the competition, TM Mehr, I need your help in that.
The poll has already been shared. Can you all see it on your screen? Please vote for the best one, right? Is it?
Yes, please vote for the best extempore writer, and a very tough competition going on.
Yes. This is still amazing to me that people can come up with such an amazing thing within like an hour, and it takes me weeks to write some speech. So hats off to all you all three did a very nice job. So moving on, since we're moving on to the end, let's end it with a little bit of humor. Finding the perfect word in another language is like discovering a secret menu and an item on it which you never knew that you craved. Now, just what you need is a translator to order it. Now, I hand over the virtual stage to our VP Toastmasters Mehr to give us the language evaluation and to give us a general evaluation for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Soumaiyya, for that excellent session of hosting for the first time at WordWise Advanced Toastmasters. A huge round of applause for Toastmaster Soumaiyya Sheikh, who is no stranger to this role, but it is our pleasure that she is participating at the club in this role for the very first time. So yeah, note to self, do not pick up too many hats because then we cannot do justice to them the way that we should. However, I'd like to commend all of you. Overall, I have seen the examples of usage of the English language was exemplary by all of the speakers today. So a huge round of virtual applause for everyone. There were minimum grammatical mistakes, which I feel that if any of you would like to approach me personally, I would be happy to share. If you would like to know what is a beautiful, descriptive, evocative use of language, please refer to this recording, which I will be uploading on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, so that we can learn that, in fact, yes, this is how we connect with our audience, through beautiful and exact and precise and emotional use of the language, to connect with the language in order to connect with the audience. I'd like to appreciate Toastmaster Latif for using the phrase of the day. Very well used. If anyone else did also manage to use it, please do point it out to me, because I was, oh, okay, thank you so much. So yeah, so that just shows that too many hats spoil the VPE. Yeah, so in the interest of time, let's move on to the general evaluation. I would like to mention a few wonderful words that were used: effusive, sizzling, faux pas, plum, cherub, polyglot. Quality is not an act, but a habit. Expound, exhibits itself in the world. Virtue is a state of your soul. Huffing, puffing, panting, choking, vomiting, pretty much everything that DTM Talha said. Semblance of improvement, the promised land of rainbow and sunshine. Immersive, engrossing, Toastmaster Hira Zainab's people-pleasing, integrity, principles. Sometimes all we need is venting our heart out. Lend a listening ear. Dimensions. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. The entire speech of Toastmaster Samreen was use of very appropriate language. Well done. Toastmaster Noor doesn't need my language evaluation. Dimensions, deficiencies, step towards perfection. Success is a little smile, such a beautiful phrase, and so on and so forth. So just absolutely lovely input from all of you. The whole meeting was absolutely wonderful.
TM, thank you. Sorry to interrupt you, but thank you for liking so many phrases which I happen to use today. I can't believe it, because most of the words you're talking about right now, in fact, I shared them. So it's a pleasure for me. I'm just sharing my pleasure here. Sorry to interrupt.
It's a pleasure to have you with us, and you're an English teacher. I mean, come on. Of course, the entire script by Toastmaster Soumaiyya was extremely well written, and it really added to our knowledge. It was an accelerated learning scheme today. I do want to go back and listen to this meeting word by word, because of course, with all the multitasking, I was missing the pieces of it. But so many different languages that you introduced to us, and then giving us the meanings and the connotations. It was wonderful. Toastmaster Cyril has shared his general evaluation comments before he left. Very nice of him. Thank you so much, President Cyril. So he says that it was a great start by the Sergeant at Arms, Distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, who luckily joined us, even though I had assumed that he might be in a different meeting. He has recommended to make it a point of reading out the Toastmasters mission as part of the meeting decorum. Toastmaster Soumaiyya, he has written that you were one of the surprise packages of the meeting. A great job done with the segment, and it shows that you have indeed been imbibing the TM skills from your dad since childhood. For myself, he said, great choice of topics, great job in selecting them for each speaker, and thank you for ensuring participation. And the recommendation is to announce the timing guidelines for each speaker so that all the members, old and new, know about the timings. Thank you for that. A great meeting as usual. Kudos for elevating the standard of Toastmaster meetings with new and innovative segments. And he is signed off by wishing all of us the very best of luck. So we are only 5 minutes ahead of time, and now to announce the awards.
Wow.
So the best speaker, the best table topic, of course, the best speaker is Toastmaster Samreen Chughtai, because we had one speaker, but as DTM Talha points out, you have to qualify for the award by being within the time limit. Also, the best evaluator was Toastmaster Cyril Paul, who did a brilliant job as TTE and speech evaluator. Very well done to President Cyril for also multitasking, wearing multiple hats. The table topics, best table topic speaker was actually a surprise, but no surprise, because all of you were so enthusiastic and good. So the winners are, and there is no way to break this tie. Toastmaster Vitali, Toastmaster Samreen Chughtai, Toastmaster Hira Zainab, Toastmaster Noor Malik, all of you are the winners of the meeting. So it was a very, very well-fought battle. Well done, all of you. Please keep coming back. Toastmaster Vitali, if I'd had more time, I had lots of images. We should do a one-on-one sometime where, you, me, and Cyril Paul get together and we just go back and forth. It was lovely to have you. The best extempore writer, hands down, is Distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, with votes of confidence going to Toastmaster Latif and Toastmaster Noor. But yeah, you are the undisputable winner of the day. Thank you so much. And from my side, I would like to now call upon our guests for their very valuable comments. I would like to first talk to Toastmaster Vitali for his comments on the meeting.
Am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Very unexpected meeting for me, by the way. Very unusual. This meeting taught me not to think in pattern way. For example, when we handle this table topic session, there is a famous game, Pecho Picture. It means that usually it shows like some pictures, like here is the child, here is the something else, absolutely different pictures each 20 seconds, and person has to make some story looking for these pictures, and it's very hard, but it teaches us how to make really impromptu pictures. And I knew this game. Therefore, I was thinking that like it's this picture of the child. It's just for a few seconds. No, you again, Vitali, thinks in patterns. You should do exactly at the moment what is presented. And the whole meeting was very, very, very exciting, very interesting, because it wasn't like prepared speech, but semi-prepared speech during the meetings, not like many days before. For me, it was very unexpected, very interesting, and it taught me a lot of interesting things. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much. You know, I always enjoy your enthusiastic response. I think it was just a great find connecting with you at the joint meeting with Cloud 122. And please keep coming back because we love having you. You just, it's very joyful, and it was great to have a bit of an introduction with the young Toastmasters in your home. I hope everything is going well still and the cartoon is going strong. I'd like to mention Toastmaster Rashid, distinguished Toastmaster Rashid Dastagir's comments that he shared. I have silently observed and enjoyed all segments of the meeting. I will actively participate, inshallah, next time. Yay! Very good news for us. Like to sign off now. My regards to all great human beings I witnessed today. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Rashid. It was a pleasure to have you. Toastmaster Soumaiyya, no, hands down. Look, there are some people who are not, you know, I just saw DTM Talha's comments there. Like there's some people who are not, कहते हैं ना कि किसी तारीफ के मोहताज नहीं होते. So all praise for you, all praise for you. I'm absolutely floored by your performance. Anyone who would like to share their comments? DTM Muhammad Farooq, thank you for joining us. You're here with us. It's a pleasure.
Yes, thank you very much. Although I was a little late, somehow with the feedback that was given by Cyril, I came to know about the whole details that had taken place. And I am really very sorry that I have missed one of the most wonderful meetings of WordWise. It seems that I have missed something.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, as Talha was saying, that waking up on Saturday morning, early morning, is a very difficult task. Same thing happened to me. I had to go to airport to pick up someone from international flight very early morning, and I came back and I slept. And I just woke up and saw the meeting time is gone. So I said, oh, no problem. I will still join because WordWise program is always an excellent. But I would love to see the whole proceeding on YouTube if it is played there, because I believe I have missed something really good today. Anyways, thank you very much. It is always nice to be with this WordWise activity.
Thank you, DTM Irfan. Yes, and we always appreciate you coming in and always giving your positive comments. Last but not least, I'd like to call upon our new guest, Madiha. You've got an open invitation from our president to join from tomorrow.
I'm so grateful and for the very warm welcome I have received from here, for all your support. And I really look forward to coming here more often. And Urdu mein jisko kehte hain na, maza aa gaya. Listening to all the speeches and all the talks, it was lovely. Thank you so much, Mehr, and thank you so much, President, for having me here. And I really look forward to being part of Toastmasters. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining. Oh, I just realized that we didn't have a big 3 poll. So if I could just share that. Meanwhile, if Toastmaster Latif, you would like to share your comments.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehr. Thank you, everyone, actually, for being so a host, which you feel like home. I really enjoyed, and I really loved the session, which was the creative writing. Somehow I feel I also have some skills to write it in a short notice, given time, for example. So we'll never be able to match the words used by Noor or DTM Talha, but yes, at least I know that I can speak out my opinion. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for encouraging, and keep rocking. Good luck.
Thank you very much. All right, I believe the poll has been launched. Oh, has it been? Oh, okay, all right. It's already been done. Yes, all right. So quickly, if we could vote for the best. And Toastmaster Cyril, I debated putting his name in because he did share his general evaluation, but he's already gotten the speech evaluator award, so that's it.
I thought his new name was Abstain.
Yes, because he's abstained from this part of the meeting. All right. Okay, 7 of 9. 7 of 9. All right, any Trekkies here? 7 of 9 it is. 8 of 9. One more person needs to vote. All right, the overwhelming majority has voted for Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Soumaiyya
I finally
Sheikh.
got it.
Yay! I corrected this mistake. Thank you, DTM Tala, for pointing that out. I finally got what you were saying. So sorry. All right, we really missed DTM Tala today as the poll master. And that winds it all up from my side. DTM Tala, would you like to say anything?
Well, honestly, I was kind of speechless after that three-way recitation of the Song of Muhammad. I think that was beyond anything I've experienced. And in all three languages, I don't understand a single word of German. But somehow the way it was recited, it was poetic, and one was getting glimpses and snippets of meaning here and there, because some of the words do travel from German, did travel to other languages, right? And that's why they're vaguely familiar. But there was something in Noor's recital, in the cadence, in the voice modulation that actually conveyed the meaning. I do think it did help that we knew what the poem was about, right? It gave it context, but even so, it was striking that even if you don't understand a word of what is being said, the mere emotion or the intent behind what's being said can travel. So that's the biggest takeaway for me in this meeting.
Thank you, DTM Tala. That was so poignantly said, and it actually sort of connects to what Toastmaster Soumaiyya has been trying to convey to us throughout the meeting, that even if words are not translatable, we can still pick up their connotations and the feelings and the emotions behind them. Perhaps because of the spirit in which they were written or the spirit in which they were created. So thank you for demonstrating that in real life and with a live performance. Thank you all for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. Toastmaster Samreen, did you want to say something?
Yeah, when we're talking about the words, one of the words that come to my mind and gives me so much content and heart pleasure is kun in Arabic, that says hoja, happen. And it gives me so much content and peace of heart when we think about the Almighty Allah, who can just say kun and things will just happen for us. So this is so beautiful, one of the most beautiful words from Quran, kun, that just happen. So I just wanted to add it to the bouquet of all the words.
Nice, lovely. The bouquet of all words in the exotic language garden. Thank you, Kun. And yeah, such an ocean of meaning there in that one word. Yes, Toastmaster Whiteley.
I just, before we end, just have a question. This of giving a topic at the beginning of the meeting for kind of quickly prepared speech and to deliver this speech after at the end of the meeting. I've never seen it anywhere. Is it just yours? And how often do you have this like semi-prepared speeches? Can you please?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, yes, WordWise is unique in the land of Toastmasters and beyond, in that, yes, this is the only club that we know of and that anyone knows of which has the semi-prepared speech where we give a topic right at the start of the meeting, and then we have to actually pen down content right there and then. And believe me, because when it comes from the heart, because we have to write so rapidly, it has to come from within. So it sort of taps into our unconscious, it sort of taps into our essence of who we are. Magical things have come forth. And do have a look at our Facebook page. There are so many stories you'll see, so many ideas for stories. that you'll be amazed. And often people, they think that, oh, it's going to be too intimidating, it's going to be too hard. But like Toastmaster Latif also said today, oh, I wrote such a wonderful story, and absolutely we all connected with it and we all related to it. And people have just been practicing here as members, and that's with the regular practice, that's how we get better. And it's a great way to generate topics for your prepared speeches as well. And we
and you have it each your session each week. You have this practice each time.
We have this practice every time, and this is a fortnightly club, so we meet every first and third Saturday. Yeah. Right. Yes, TM Tala.
Yeah, I would like to add something which Toastmaster Mehr will not tell you, that you can guess what it is, Toastmaster Mehr. Toastmaster Mehr is actually the world champion of video speech contest of Toastmasters for 2024. And her speech originated from this segment. So that makes you realize the power, because I don't know what it is. I'm still thinking about what makes these speeches so amazing. But I think it's freedom from expectation of being perfect, freedom from having to memorize it, right? Because we're just writing. And, everybody knows that it comes at the spur of the moment, and nothing liberates you like that. So you don't have to stick to the conventional Toastmaster speech structure, although that's what you end up following inevitably. Every time one writes down the piece, one realizes that it is more or less a Toastmaster speech. But again, the liberation from expectation of perfection and being completely proper, I think that's what does wonders, because that's really what unleashes the imagination. And I've yet to completely unlock the secret of what makes these speeches so magical. And I just wanted to add one remark about the word jugaad. First of all, it has become an official English word now. And while jugaad stands in for industriousness and improvisation, it also does have, used in the in the local language, it does have a few negative connotations as well, because sometimes when you do jugaad, it often ends up being, it often stands in as a substitute for being penny wise and pound foolish. You do something stopgap, and you do a quick fix, and quick fixes sometimes devolve into far more painful situations. So that's something I just wanted to point out, that with jugaad, it's not just a uniformly positive word. It can also denote something that maybe worked at the time, but due to the lack of foresight, or the hurry, it became something much more onerous later. So yeah, over to you, Toastmaster.
All right, thank you. Yes, Noor, final comment of the day.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to the whole talking about words and feelings. I think the topic has changed a little bit, but I'll just go forward with it anyway. Yeah, talking about language and the way it can invoke feelings, I think this really is where the writer comes into play, right? You can take any language that may not sound very nice to you, and German has been, accused of this. It doesn't sound very nice most of the times, even when you hear native speakers, but written well and then spoken well, it actually can sound very nice. And the language itself, quite frankly, I disagree with the assessment that it's very hard and whatever. Just take one example of the last sentence of the poem, Freude brausend an das Herz. Brausen means to sprint out like a shower, right? So we all know what Freud means. I think it's one of the words that's pretty popular, not the Austrian Freud, although his name also means the same thing. It means joy. But then you're beaming with joy. There's so much joy inside of you that it's almost as if there's a spring exploding from the earth. That's what the word means, Freude brausend. So German has a way of forming these words that really add to the imagery, like I was mentioning in the chat, of what is being talked about, Freude brausend an das Herz, as if the heart had been a spring that was sprouting out joy. That would maybe a better English translation of this. So yes, German is full of this. The poem itself was super, super dense. It's very hard to read something like this because the phrasing can get very tricky. But yeah, I'm glad that everybody enjoyed it. And yes, definitely it was great.
Thank you, Noor. It's a pleasure to see you again, and thank you for stepping up for this wonderful rendition today. All right, and now we really must call it a day because it's been great chit-chatting, but I know we all have to go have lunch, take care of our kids, and move on with the day. I know at WordWise we generally, have so much.
That's the WordWise.
So much
that's
to
the
talk to. Yeah, वो बात से बात निकलती जाती है. Yeah.
Yes, such a hurry to end the meeting, but we are in no hurry to actually leave. So yeah, go figure.
Right. Okay, then see you guys on October the 5th. That's when we will have our next meeting, first week of October. And thank you all for joining. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.